Right, a very good morning to everyone. So, in this previous uh, in the previous session, so in this session, I would like to discuss about the quadratic equation program. In the tutorial, we are going to discuss about the quadratic equation tutorial, and we people already know what is a quadratic equation, right? What is a quadratic equation? We people already know about that. To know about that, I just wanted to give a small explanation about that. Just 1 minute. Yeah, right. Sorry for the delay. Right. What is a quadratic equation? In general, just if you forget about the thing programming, what is generally a quadratic equation mean? What does a quadratic equation mean? Right. Usually, we all know that a quadratic equation is an equation which is holding three coefficients, right? Three coefficients. For example, x square plus y plus c. This is a quadratic equation, right? In the quadratic equation, we are going to do what we people are going to do in the quadratic equation. Now here, in this quadratic equation, x square plus y plus c is a quadratic equation that I have discussed more, right? For example, if we have a quadratic equation, first of all, we need to, for example, I am taking a, b, c. A, B, C, in the sense if we wanted to write this in a quadratic equation form, how we are going to write? A square plus b plus c plus c. This is in the quadratic equation form. Right, this is a quadratic equation. Now, in the quadratic equation, what should I do? I wanted to find the roots of this quadratic equation, right? How do we people find the roots of a quadratic equation? To find the roots of a quadratic equation, we have a right. To find the roots of a quadratic equation, what we have? We have some formula, that is d is equals to b square, right? And b into b minus 4a 4 into a into c. This is a formula to find the roots of a quadratic equation, right? So we all know already this is a formula to find the roots of a quadratic equation. So in the case, what we are going to do is, after getting the formula b square minus 4ac, for example, if I give the values are 3, 4 and 5, 3, 4 and 5 as the coefficients of a, b and c, then we are going to calculate the value of d is equals to, what is the b square? 4 4s are 16, 4 into 4 16 minus 4ac, 4 into 4 16, 16 into what is the value of c? 5, 16 into 5, 6 5s are 30 and 5 1s are 5, 80, right? Minus 80 we have here, minus 80 is the value of, minus 80. So from 80, if we took 16, what is the value? 4 here and 6 here. So the value of D is so the value of D is equals to how much now? 64 with 64 minus 64. Minus 64 is a value of D. It may be sometimes it may be in decimal values too, right? This is the value of D. So now I have the value of D. To find the roots of the quadratic equation, we have three conditions. One is D equals to 0, and the other one is D less than 0, and the other one D greater than 0. These are the three conditions to find the roots of a quadratic equation. If D value is equals to 0, then the roots are equal. If the value of D is less than 0, usually the roots are imaginary. If the value D greater than 0, roots are real and distinct. So if the roots are real and distinct, we need to find the roots. If the roots are real and distinct, we need to find the roots. And if D value is equals to 0, also we need to find the roots. If the D value is less than 0, then the roots are automatically imaginary. So there is no need to find the roots, right? So in the case D is less than 0, we are not going to find out any roots. Okay. Clear about this topic. So now we are implementing the same thing in the programming part too. How to implement the same in the programming part? So first of all, we all people know that the main thing, the link section is hash include stdio.h is the link section, right? Now we are going to use some mathematical expressions in the quadratic equation program. So that is why the reason we are using another header file which is holding all the mathematical expressions. So that is hash include math.h. Hash include math.h is a header file which is holding all the mathematical expressions. Now the next one, main section. Right, the next one is the main section. In the main section, after the main section, I have opened the flower braces. Now I am declaring some variables that which I had no A, B, and C, and D. These are the things which I already discussed. R1 and R2. R1 and R2. These are also the root 1 and root 2. Root 1 and root 2. Okay, right. The declarations has been completed. Now entering into the program, first of all, what I should have, printf. What should be there in the printf? There is a statement. There should be a command to us. What should be the command? Enter the coefficients of A, B and C /n to get the entry into the new line. /n is the escape sequence. Now using scanf, I am getting the values of the coefficients of the quadratic equation A, B and C. For example, here what should I write? The address allocation of the number A, B and C, ampersand A, ampersand B, ampersand C, right? The next thing what we have to do is to find the value of D. If you find the value of d, then we are going to check whether the value of d is greater than 0 or less than 0 or equals to 0. So to find the value of d, what is the formula we have? B square. So b square, I am writing b into b, right, b into b minus 4ac, 4ac, right, this is the thing, 4ac, right, this is the logic, that's it. So I have to keep, this is the mathematical expression, so it should be also ended with a semicolon. Here in the program I am using simple if d value, after finding the value of d, if d value is equals to 0. If you wanted to print the value of d, what is the value of d which you have came here, if you wanted to print that, so right here printf value of d is, what is the format specifier which I have declared that? So it is integer type. So yeah, you can write like this. So if the condition d value is equals to 0, then you need to write, first of all, I am finding the roots, right, directly we need to write printf roots are equal slash n. Now the roots are equal. So what you need to do here, r1 is equals to, what is the formula to find the roots? Minus b plus or minus square root of d by 2a. The braces which I am opening and closing, once you observe through it. Why so? Because here we should hold the whole value of d2 by a should be in the form, and if you don't keep the braces like this, it will only divide with the last element which we have. Okay, so semicolon. Next, what is the formula to find the root 2? Same formula, but minus b. Now in the above statement we have used plus square root of d by 2a. So this is another root. Now finding these two roots, what should we do? We need to print them. Printf roots are r1 is equals to percentile d slash n, r2 is equals to percentile d slash n, right. Now this condition has been completed, it will check the roots. Next condition, if, what is the next condition? D value is greater than 0. If the value of d is greater than 0, what should be printed? So within the loop, printf roots are, what are the roots? Roots are real and distinct slash n. So here the same procedure should be prolonged again. So I am copying this and pasting here. Okay. So again we are finding the roots and printing. Here I can write else, or you can use the same simple if also, if d value is less than 0, or else you can write like this, else printf, what should be else part, ma? What is the else meaning here? If d value is greater than 0, it will be did this process. If d value is not greater than 0, else. If this condition is false, the next condition is what? D is less than 0. Na? So I can use here else part. So here I have to use roots are imaginary, right, slash n. So by this the program has been completed. If you don't wanted to use the else part here, you can also write if d value is less than 0, then you can do this, or else you can write simply else. I will show you the program after running. Here I'm selecting the C language. So the program is getting compiled. Now I have getted the warnings. What are the warnings? I have declared the value in D. Let it the values be like that. So I'm initializing 3, 4 and 5. At the time we had got the D value is minus 44 and the roots are imaginary. The roots are imaginary. So here, what is the problem we got here? There are some decimal values, so we have to declare these variables in the floating point so that we will get the values as a floating point. Percentile f. Wherever we use, we have to use percentile f. Percentile f. What is the percentile f? Percentile f is a format specifier for floating point. Right? Format specifier for floating point. So once when you get the warnings, go through it. Just we can ignore it, but once if you go through it, you will be able to understand. See now what is the thing I got here? In the main section. Right here I have not declared a float. FLOAT float. This is a perfect name. So even declaring 3, 4 and 5. The value is 44 point. Here you can observe the change. The value is 44.0000. Before that we didn't hear that. For example, if we enter the roots values is 10, 18 and 6. 10, 18 and 6. Right, here you can find the values. Roots are real and distinct, and R1 is 0 and R2 is 0. Sorry, the thing is that why I'm getting this? Here in the printf, I have given the percentile f, but after that I have not given what should be printed here. Okay. So here in the place of this percentile f, what should be printed? R1 comma R2 should be printed. Right. These are the errors which I have did wantedly. So now you can see there are no more errors. Now the cursor is waiting to enter the values 18, 10 and 6 or 7, whatever, maybe 6. Right, now you can see the roots are imaginary and the values is 332. Alright, just a few. I will compile it again. 6, 10, 18, 5, 3, 9. Roots are imaginary. Why so? Because the value we are getting in the negative places, right? You can observe that 3, 5, 2. Right, here in the case you can see the value is 1. The value is 1 and the roots for R1 is minus 0.6667 and R2 is minus 1.00. Right, clear? So by this this is the program to find the roots of a quadratic equation. Thank you.